Welcome to the Business Growth Trailblazers podcast, part of the Digital Trailblazer podcast family. This podcast is dedicated to bringing you experts and strategists who can help you, entrepreneurs, launch, grow, scale, or potentially even sell your businesses, providing insights, guidance, and tips throughout the business lifecycle to take you and your business to the next level.
Welcome back, Trailblazers. If you're new here, I'm Alicia. Today I'm hanging out with Mark Coope. Mark, it's so good to meet you and have you on the podcast.
Yeah, it's great to be here, Alicia. How are you today?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm great. Yeah, I'm having a good day.
I love it. So we were talking a little before we hit record. We're very far apart, but my weather is gray and dreary here today, much like I'm sure you spend most of your year.
That's more or less, yeah. Well, I live in Oldham, which is about 7 miles northeast of Manchester in England, and it is actually renowned for its rain. We have good quality rain here.
Yeah, good quality rain.
It's not your general standard run-of-the-mill stuff. This is quality stuff because we get that much of it, you know. So
yes, absolutely.
We're in the middle of summer and it's rained all day.
Yeah, it sounds like par for the course there. Well, it's so good to have you. It's so good to have you. I'm so thankful for you to be here and share what you do with our audience. I'd love for you to introduce yourself and tell them a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, I'm Mark, as we said earlier. I'm 63 years old. I've been married for coming up to 25 years now. I don't know how I've done that. That's great. Me, myself, and my wife and mates, we have 3 children, and we also have 3 grandchildren, which are amazing. They're just like, they're great because you can wind them up and then give them back.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
I played rugby league when I was younger for 20 years. And I am a jiu-jitsu black belt. I'm also a qualified instructor, and I have my own club where I teach 3 nights a week with the instructors. Just this weekend, we've graded actually 28 students onto the new belts. So tonight should have been a nice session with everyone learning new belts, but you know, we'll get that. I'll get that on Thursday. I also I have my own business online, which is called the Entrepreneurial Anxiety Program. We'll go into that later when I tell my story a bit, you'll realize why I've developed that program.
Well, dig into that a little bit. What led you to want to get into that business?
I've been floating around with the internet for about 6 or 7 years, for a long time now, probably longer than that, probably longer than 6 or 7 years. It's been a long time, but I've just basically stumbled from one failure to the next. You know, I'm your stereotypical online person. You know, you see the adverts online, you know, get in this program and you'll make £5,000 in the next 24 hours. Right. And I'll be honest, I did fall for them once or twice in the past. But I just seem to have a stumbling block. I think it was probably a mindset, but I had a stumbling block. And I just seem to go from one failure to the next. So I'd get in a program and I just ended up quitting. There was an incident happened a few years ago, which really, really caused me problems. And this year I decided enough was enough. I was going to do something. And so I searched the internet and I stumbled across a guy. And that sounds wrong on so many levels, I know. I stumbled across this guy who I got talking to, and he became my mentor. And things changed. Everything changed around. I spent 6 months with intense training. And the training is obviously ongoing. And then I had this epiphany moment that what I'd gone through last year, I could pull the knowledge I have now, the experience I have, and I could pull them together, meld them together, and form a program that is aimed at people who are struggling online, who were struggling in life, really. People who were like between 50 and 65-year-olds like myself, approaching retirement, but are terrified of the thought. I'm terrified of the thought of retiring. I'm not going to have enough money to last me through. What happens if incidents occur where I need some extra cash? Once the money stops, what do I do? What do I do on my skill set that I've got? Absolutely terrified of that. When my lifestyle drop, absolutely terrified. So I developed this program really that is aimed at these guys to say, look, the internet is not such a bad place if you know how to navigate it. It's like the labyrinth, you know. It was a bad place if you didn't know how to navigate it. Then it's a terrible place. But if you've got the knowledge and the skills and the experience to do this, then yeah, go for it, because it's a gold mine. We all know it's a gold mine, but it's also full of not so nice people and unscrupulous people who will take your money and laugh at you.
Oh,
and now what I've developed, the program I've developed, or I'm in the process of developing, because I got the first, let's say, for want of a better phrase, the first module out yet, which is an hour-long introduction, is designed to give these people the skills they need. And I said, look, forget the stigma, forget the anxiety, find something you can do, which you've got life skills. Most people my age have life skills. We have skills that we've developed. Loads of different things, loads of different areas. I'm not going to set them up in a business. I'm not going to go to an affiliate link and say, sell this affiliate link, you'll make a fortune. What I want to do, my program, and there's another thing that's coming into that. My program is to just teach them the skills they need. The 3 pillars. There's 3 pillars, in my belief, in online marketing. 3 major pillars: your why, your mindset, and your story. You get the 3 things in place correctly, then you've got the basis, the foundations of building the business. Everything else after that is just learning different skills: marketing, sales, talking to people.
Yeah, those are definitely foundational things that you need to have in place. Are you helping them to figure those out?
Yeah, the program is. I mean, the program has just gone live this last couple of weeks. So my customers, I probably got the big duck egg of customers, because by that I mean no income. It hasn't actually gone fully live. It's live, but I've had no sales yet. It's a promotion. I'm in the promotional stage now. What the mistake I made, I should have been promoting it while I was building it.
Yeah.
There's one. There's a little gem for people. If you're building something, promote it while you're building it. Yeah. Don't do what I did. Don't concentrate on building it and then think, oops.
Yeah.
I didn't promote it.
Yeah, you're not alone there. That's something that so many people get stuck in. They're very focused on building something super awesome, and then they are ready to launch it, and it's like, anybody?
Yeah, don't even go for building something super awesome. Forget the super awesome bit.
Yeah.
Just do something. Just put something out there. I didn't want to be on videos. I didn't want to be on podcasts. When I started building the business, and this will all come clear in a bit. When I first started, all my posts on Facebook were a stock image. I'll borrow that. Because I didn't want to put my face on Facebook. I was ashamed. I was ashamed of myself. And there is a reason why, but you'll come to that. I was ashamed of myself. I didn't want people to see me. I didn't want to do videos. I didn't want to do reels and things like that. But I'd started a YouTube channel a month ago, just over a month ago, and I put a couple of videos up. Now I've just been putting videos up the last few days, constantly. And from zero, and it's not for me. It's brilliant. This gives me so much enthusiasm, so much motivation. I've had just short of 5,000 hits in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
From zero, and for somebody who didn't want to do videos, somebody who was terrified of doing videos. I didn't like to do videos. That thing, I just didn't. No, it's a phone.
Right. But
no,
I think that's a common thing as well. Can you talk to me a little bit? You've kind of alluded to it a bit. Talk to me about the resistance that you were feeling to do some of these things, because I think it's important to dig into that story a little and tell people, where you're coming from on this, and help them to maybe work through something similar.
So this is going to involve me telling a brief outline of my story. Because up until 7 years ago, I was a regular guy. I was just a guy. I was going through life. I played in rugby, I had my jiu-jitsu, I had my wife, kids, no grandkids at the time. Just a regular guy. And we'd gone out one night, myself and Rachel and our eldest daughter. We'd gone to a 60th birthday party, one of my friends, and we got home, and there was just a ton of people on the driveway. When I say a ton of people, there was about 20, 30 people on the driveway of the house when the taxi pulled up. They were aged between 16 and 22. They were kids. And I got out of the taxi and basically asked them what was going on. Probably a bit more, not violently, but a bit more firmly.
Mm-hmm.
I took one step on the driveway and everything just went orange. Couldn't figure out why, and I found myself on the floor. So I stood up and there was just blood was pumping out my head. So I turned around to see what had gone on, and it went orange. Everything went orange again. And I was on the floor again. So I sort of my head was scrambled, and I got up and I realised I'd walked past one guy, and from behind he smacked me with a bottle across the front of my head. From behind, came right across my head, smashed my nose. So I turned around to confront and his mate had smacked me on the back of the head with a bottle. So at that stage, it became a fight. It was just then a free-for-all. Everybody started bailing in. So I was actually, that stage I was fighting for my life.
Yeah.
And it lasted, I've got to say, it seemed to last about 15, 20 minutes, but it probably only lasted about 2 or 3.
Wow.
Eventually they ran off. I went to hospital, got fixed up. Nice and tidy, physical injuries, Took about 3 months to fix. What I didn't know though, as my physical injuries were going one way and coming back down, my mental injuries were going sky. They were going skywards. They just went to the stratosphere. I developed severe PTSD. I went into severe depression. Severe depression. I mean, I'm a big guy, 6 foot tall, 240 pound, ex-rugby league player, jiu-jitsu black belt. I can look after myself. I'm a pussycat, really. But I just lost everything. My confidence, my whole personality changed. I became nasty and aggressive, and I became just a horrible, horrible, horrible person. And this went on for this happened 6 years ago. Last year was a bad year. I'm not depressing everyone here because it gets better. Last year was a bad year, so I almost checked out. I almost checked myself out of the hotel of life on about 3 or 4 occasions. This year, I went into the doctors after a totally unrelated incident, and I just broke down in front of my wife, female doctor, and her female assistant. So you got this alpha male, allegedly, just bibbing like a baby on the floor. That's where I'm coming from. January the 15th this year. That's where I was.
Yeah.
I'm where I am now. It's an amazing journey. I've just loved every single step of it. I'm now in counselling for my PTSD. I've got my program online fixed and ready to go. I'm doing podcasts. I'm doing videos. I'm writing posts. I'm just buzzing my life.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I wouldn't have had, if I look back now on the incident and what happened, I wouldn't have had a story, would I?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had a story, would I? It'd be like Mr. Normal, Mr. Boring person walking down. Oh, right, today I've just seen some nice flowers and stuff. And it's just, you know what I mean? But now I've got a story, and it's like I couldn't even talk about it. When I was writing my post stories on Facebook, I couldn't do it. I couldn't talk about it. I'd just be in floods of tears. I'd be a wreck. I'd be falling about on the floor like a jelly. But mindset is a wonderful thing. You change this mindset. You change this thing around. Once you do that, everything changes. Life changes. Outlook changes. Everything.
Yeah.
It's been raining today, as I said, but it's been sunny for me.
Oh, I love that.
This
is it's phenomenal that you were able to break out of the bottom, right, and rise back up, and now helping other people with this is such a great way to write a new chapter of the story.
Absolutely, but if I could give anybody, particularly blokes, particularly males, and I don't want to gender stereotype people, particularly males, anybody in that situation, do one thing. Do one thing. Essential. talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Talk to somebody. Don't try to keep it in your head. If you keep it in your head, it'll destroy you. Just talk to somebody. Go up to somebody and say, I need help. Go to your doctor and say, I need help. Nobody will laugh at you.
Right.
Nobody will take the mickey. Just talk. Men, all you men watching, if you've got a problem with your mind, talk to somebody, please. It makes a wonderful difference.
Yeah.
Because that's
Absolutely.
what I do.
Absolutely. So
Sorry.
No, I love that. And I love to share this platform to echo that message, because it is so important. And there's so many people who do keep it inside, and they're not working through it. And, when they get to the decision to check out, sometimes they make it all the way through. So I love that you're sharing this and that you're using your story to help other people. That's fantastic. What have been, I know you've developed your program and you're just kind of right at the beginning stages of that.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about what you're doing so far to get the word out about that.
Okay. So one of the things I'm doing is I'm just getting into doing podcasts like we are here, which I'm so nervous. I'm just trying to get into podcasts. I have obviously my Facebook page, which I do a lot of organic prospecting, so to speak. Organic leads, because I do actually like writing as well. So I like writing. I try not to use. I love the AI. I love ChatGPT, but I try to use just everything just out of my head.
Yeah.
I try to write it out of my head. And I've got the YouTube channel which I've just set up, which is that is not really associated with this program, but I'm going to start promoting that when I get more people. That is for just a little side hustle. That's just promoting an email list building program. That's all that is. It's just sat in the background, just whirling away.
Okay, got it.
And then I'm about to set up a TikTok channel. One of my students at the Jiu-Jitsu club is sort of like pretty heavily into TikTok, has loads of followers, and I just said to her, "Can you teach me this? Can you teach me how to do this? Show me how to do TikTok so I can set up a channel." So then I'm going to be the three main areas. But I think the podcasting, hopefully, if I get good at it.
Well, don't be nervous about podcasting and guesting on podcasts, because it's really, and I know I shared this with you, and I'll share it here too. It's just telling your story, right? And it's just a conversation. So it's just the same as I like that you said that you were nervous about creating video content, but now you're doing it. And I think that experience, it brings the confidence that you need to do anything. Right. So just picking it up and doing it. And I love that you're incorporating video into your content, because when you do, and people hear your story from your mouth while they're seeing your face, there's just a magic that happens, and they get to know you and like you and trust you. So yeah, I love that. As you look forward to the future, what are you wanting to really grow this into? What are your plans for growth?
My plans for growth is basically I've got this. This is the first unit that I've created, which is it's 5 videos. An introduction video with a very, very brief description of the story. Then I cover the 3 main pillars: your why, mindset, and your story. And then there's just a video at the end, which is my full story in all the gory details. No, not but all the details. That is basically just an introduction one. Then there's going to be what I call the intermediate program, which is going to be slightly longer, a couple of 3 hours. But the second program is going to include either 3 or 5. I haven't quite decided yet. One-on-one Zoom meetings with people to talk to them, get to know them, find out because a lot of people won't open up. It's difficult to get people to open up. And then that will then lead to the bigger program, which is a 3-month course. That's my vision. Yeah,
I think that's. I think that could be a really great structure to move forward with. And as far as getting the word out, I think that using the platforms that you had, I know we talked about video content. That's a great way to reach out. and get people to warm up to, you know, your story, who you are, what you do, how you help people, and then move them into the potential programs that you have coming up. So you mentioned about building an email list. Are you building an email list for contacts for this portion of your business?
Yeah, at the moment, yeah, I have obviously my funnel where people go on there, they leave the email list before they move on. The opt-in page, so to speak. Yeah.
Okay.
I forget the terminology again. But yes, I am doing that as well. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
All this as well as obviously as well as, you know, we're all in it to improve our lifestyle. Mm-hmm. But I have a vision. And it involves this indirectly. This is going to become what we're doing with this program as well. It's what I want it to fund my vision, and my vision is that there are so many people, so many young people, young males, young females that don't actually make it through, as you said earlier, that they do succumb. Now, I have a vision that I want to take so many a year and give them a scholarship at my jiu-jitsu club, and I want to teach them jiu-jitsu and physical fitness and changing your mindset through the medium of jiu-jitsu. Everything will be provided for them for 12 months, at which stage I'll train them to orange belt, and then we can bring another influx on. I also want to do it. I'm training a couple of ladies up at the moment who I want to open a school for domestic abused women. Yeah. So I need the two or three girls that I've got to be the instructors, because they don't trust blokes.
Right.
We have one girl who trains with us. She's an Asian lady. She has 2 young kids. She's a lovely girl, and she was badly abused in a relationship. And when she came in, she was so withdrawn. And I actually thought, I expected her to quit. And she just got a brown white belt on Sunday, which means she's 2 belts white belt, and she's brilliant. She's so buoyant now. She's so bubbly. And I thought, and I see the change in people, and I just want to do that. I just want to be part of that. I just want to move people from the place of pain to the place of better, to the place of serenity, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the application of what I mentioned earlier, of experience being the thing that you have to have for confidence to grow, right? Yeah. And when they're having that experience, it makes confidence just grow through the roof. I love that mission. I think that's fantastic. I know people are going to be interested. Why don't you tell them where they can go if they want to connect with you from here, to support your mission, to work with you through all of these 3 pillars? Tell them where they can go next.
There's 2 places they can go. They can go to my Facebook profile page, which is facebook.com/Mark Coope, COOPE, as spelled it, online. So that's my Facebook page. That's my profile page. Or you can go to the more difficult one, which is the Entrepreneur program, the anxiety program. I call it the Elder Entrepreneur. So it is www.theelderpreneur, which is Papa Romeo Echo November Echo Umbrella Romeo.com.
Fantastic. I love it. I will link it in the show notes. People can click and find you easily. Mark, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being vulnerable, sharing your story, and spreading this message. It's been a delight.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much. For everyone listening or watching, we would love it if you would like and subscribe. Share this episode with someone else who could use this message, and we will see you in the next one.